Hi, I'm Lisa Irizarry from the Burlington County Times, and we're driving along Route 130 North in Willingboro. It's one of the state's deadliest roadways for pedestrians, and this is actually where we're told that every Tuesday or every other Tuesday there's actually drag racing. So now we're going to take a little trip down the highway to see exactly what's going on in the area. You can see different cars that'll be coming in and out of different businesses and restaurants. So there's always a lot going on here. And it's definitely not a road that you want to play around on at all, by any means, motorists or pedestrians. And shortly we're going to be coming up to the area that the teens call the starting line for these races. And apparently they all congregate, the drivers as well as the spectators, in the Burger King parking lot right along here on Route 130, which we'll be coming up to shortly. And now we're approaching Levitt Parkway right here. This light, this very green light, is the starting line, and when a race is going on, this would be their signal to get going. And we're just going to take a little detour into the Burger King parking lot to let you see where it's normally pretty empty, and this is where everything gets very, very crowded when these really popular races get underway. We're told every Tuesday by some people, and at least every other Tuesday by others. And this parking lot will be filled with all kinds of cars, not all necessarily participating in the racing, but it takes on a car show type quality, where people come, pop the hoods of their cars and show off their rides and their engines and their halogen lights and everything else. They may even pop a couple of wheelies in the parking lot, I guess, if the mood suits them. And it just becomes packed all of a sudden. And then the same happens. There'll be spillover into the adjacent CVS. And we'll see that the parking lot here is as you'd expect. But as you see, there's cars everywhere. It's a busy mall here. But there's not a lot of activity in the parking lots. But imagine just all of this over an hour before the races start, which is 9:30, we're told. And all of a sudden, this is just packed. There's all kinds of teenagers walking around, holding hands, young couples admiring people's motorcycles, admiring people's motorcycles as well as their cars. And just imagine a car show, just walking around, seeing all different types of fantastic rides. Now, we're going out of the lot here to again show you in the Burger King parking lot where the spectators stand to actually watch the races. The races are right out here, part of the race. The track is here, and it goes along about a mile stretch, which we will be going on. But it's here, right here, where we're pulling over to park, where on these nights you'll see teenagers lining this whole knoll here, just looking out as if there weren't any raceway. It's really quite the activity, I'm told. Now we're going to go down to the finish line. And you can see you could get a great vantage point from here with this part of what they call the BK Raceway for Burger King Raceway. It even has its own name. And supposedly teens from as far as Delaware and Maryland come, because everyone supposedly feels so comfortable that nobody breaks anything up, that they use social media and text messaging to let each other know when the races will be taking place. And it's really quite the organized activity and form of entertainment. So now we're headed back down Route 130 North toward what would be the finish line. Now you have to realize that this is a 50-mile-an-hour area. So imagine going 85 miles an hour in this roadway with all kinds of regular traffic around you, not knowing what's going on, and you're just like peeling off, and anything could happen. Actually, the night that the BCT went to check out one of these races, there was a driver that got to a certain point who was right next to the median here, and you could see he had lost control of the car, and it looked like something was terrible was really going to happen. He regained control, but his car definitely went up against the median, and I don't know what happened, but it didn't look like it was pretty. A little something happened, but thank goodness it didn't look like anybody was injured. So now I should slow down myself a bit. Now we're on our way to where these drivers would be going at very, very high rates of speed to get to. We're told betting is involved, so they do have high stakes on getting to the finish line very soon and first. And of course it would look a little different at night, and there would be probably a few less cars, but you can never tell when people are going to be darting out of this roadway, or as we said, cars coming from one business or another that are open. There's a bowling lane here. Definitely liquor stores. There are things that are definitely open at night. I mean, there's always a lot of activity around here. So we are approaching. And we will be coming up. We're going toward the Bristol Bridge. And we are about to get to the finish line. Which would be right around here. As you can see, here's Meineke, here's a laundromat, here's a Family Dollar store, and this is where we are about to finish, so to speak. Here's a Roger Wilco liquor store, the Save-A-Lot, and as one driver said, the next light, which is Salem Road, is the finish line. That would be this light right here.